As I mentioned in the video about the remarkable similarities between Earth and Mars, the Martian day is nearly the same length as that of Earth's. This similarity is unlike that of the Moon or any other current candidate for human colonies. If you are at all familiar with human biology or the meaning of circadian rhythms, then you might immediately understand how important this fact is. The day on Earth is, of course, 24 hours long. On Mars, the day is 24 hours and 37 minutes long. This difference may or may not disrupt the biological rhythms all species on Earth have developed over the millennia. I suspect, however, that humans will be able to adapt rather easily, either as a matter of course or because of medical and other technological advancements that can be developed. This is the main negative that I can see about the time difference between the two planets. I now introduce a hypothetical planet that has a 21-hour day, to contrast what it would be like on that world versus the day on the red planet. Let me start with the circadian rhythms. The 3-hour difference might be extremely difficult for humans to adjust to, even with artificial lighting, etc. Another disadvantage perhaps might arise after Martian colonies exist all over the planet, working out how to handle the extra 37 minutes in a Martian day. When there are only a few settlements in areas relatively close to each other, and essentially in the same Martian time zone, I would propose that those extra 37 minutes be called the null hour, and be placed somewhere in the middle of the afternoon. This kind of null hour works during early settlement, but when there are settlements all across Mars, having the null hour at a given time all over the planet would be confusing, especially if the null hour were incorporated as I propose below. Some people would be at work, some just waking up, some fast asleep, etc. In contrast, a null hour happening in the afternoon in each time zone would also cause time confusion on the red planet. I will leave such an issue, however, for the future. If people are clever and resilient enough to be colonists on Mars, I am sure they will be able to agree how to deal with the null hour and siesta time. So now let me start the list of the many positives to this aspect of the Earth's twin world. The first positive to this nearly identical day is that plants either on the surface of Mars or in greenhouses, using the sun for all or part of their light, will have daily photosynthesis cycles almost identical to that of plants on Earth. Animals on Mars, certainly the simple ones, will probably also find it easy to adapt to the Martian day. Another positive aspect of the Martian day is that sunrises and sunsets will be almost identical to those on Earth. The 21-hour day on our hypothetical planet would also have sunrises and sunsets, but celestial bodies that are tidal locked, meaning one side of the body perpetually faces the body it orbits, might never have sunrises or sunsets. If the human body cannot adjust to a 21-hour day, then the magic of sunrises and sunsets actually becomes a problem. There is a final advantage of the extra 37 minutes, at least something I think makes some sense. I propose that these minutes be used in the middle of the day to serve as a break from normal activities. In Italy and Spain, people used to take siestas during the hottest parts of the day to sleep or otherwise relax. I believe in today's global community this practice is disappearing, but I think it still exists to some extent. In Sweden there is a cultural practice called fika. You don't sleep during fika in Sweden, but people drink coffee, eat a cinnamon bun, and chat with coworkers. I find both the siesta and fika to be very wise practices. Americans especially could learn a lot by incorporating such practices into their lives and relaxing a little. Not everything in the US should be about making money or working yourself to the point of exhaustion every day. Since Mars Day is similar to the day on Earth, cultural practices will not have to change, as they might if you created colonies on Venus, where the day is almost a year long. In another video about cultural practices, I will propose how Martian months can be arranged again to match cultural practices on Earth. If you lived on a colony on Venus or some faraway moon of Jupiter, not only would you have the real-world issues of how long a day or month is, but you would surely need to abandon long-held human cultural practices based on the motion and situation of Earth. Again, such issues would not arise for colonists on the red planet. Starting colonies on a new world will be hard enough without changing basic human ideas such as the length of the day or seasons that no longer exist.